All right, so here is the homework help video. This homework was given on Tuesday, so you needed to hand it in either Wednesday or Thursday. Just remember how you find the percent increase or decrease is the difference over the original amount. And then the difference has to do with subtraction. When you're looking for the percent error, you're still finding the difference between the two numbers, which again is subtracting, and you're going to put it over the actual amount. So that's going to be really important for you to know. So question number 1, the price of the computer that was originally $374.99 was reduced to $299.50. What was the percent decrease? So we're looking over at this formula. What was the percent decrease of the price of the computer? Round your answer to the nearest tenth of a percent. So for this one, you're doing your 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. You're first finding the difference between these two numbers. Difference means you subtract. So you do that for step number 1. Step number 2, you put the difference over here in the ratio at the top. So you're putting whatever you got for this answer when you subtracted. So blank minus blank equals, you would have gotten an answer. You're taking that answer and you're putting it at the top. You are dividing by the original amount. The original amount would be the first amount that they listed, or the starting amount. The last thing you do is you take this answer as a decimal and you times it by 100. That is going to give you the percent, and you select your answer. I know that looks really confusing, but if you listen to me explain that whole entire thing, you would understand those 3 steps to do to figure out your percent decrease. Question number 2, a store sold 560 t-shirts last year. This year, the store sold 476 t-shirts. What is the percent decrease in the number of t-shirts sold from last year to this year? So once again, you're looking over at this formula, difference over the original, and you're doing those same 3 steps. Step number 1, find the difference between these two numbers. If you forgot what difference means, look up here. I put the symbol. Subtract. Number 2, you're making a ratio. You're putting the difference and you're dividing it by the original number. The last step is to take your answer as a decimal and multiply it by 100. And you should get the correct percent. Question 3, Suzanne bought a sweater at the sale price of $25. The sweater was originally $60. What percent represents the discount that Suzanne received when buying the sweater? Setting up those same 3 steps. Finding the difference. So blank minus blank equals what? Taking the next part and setting up the ratio. So doing that, whatever you got, the difference, and dividing it by the original number. And the last step is to take your answer and multiply it by 100. And what does that equal? Okay, so the next problem. Stephen Curry predicted he would make 16 free throws in tonight's game. He actually made 20. This time we're talking about percent error, so you're looking at the difference over the actual. So you set up your 3 steps and you do your 3 steps. You find the difference, then you set up the ratio, which is the difference over the actual amount. Look for that word. And then you do your decimal times 100. The next question Miss Severick went over in class, you had to do a few different steps. You actually had to calculate out the discount and a service fee. So there were a few things you had to do. Jeanette purchased a concert ticket on a website. The original price of the ticket was $75. She used a coupon code to receive a 20% discount. The website applied a 10% service fee to the discounted price. So first we have to figure out all the discounts. So first what we're going to do is we're going to take that $75 and we're going to times it by 20% as a decimal, which is 0.20. That's going to give us an answer. You're going to take that answer and you're going to subtract it from the 75 because it is a discount. So whatever you got here, you're subtracting it here and figuring out what the new price is. From there, you're going to take that new answer and you're going to multiply it by 0.10 because now there's a service fee. You're going to get that answer and you're going to take your original answer that you got here. So you're going to take this answer and you're going to take that and you're going to add on whatever you got for a service fee. Again, it looks confusing, but if you start doing those steps as soon as I'm talking about them, you'll figure it out. So you're going to actually get a set amount here about what this new price for the ticket is going to be. Then from there, you're going to figure out the percent change. So this is where you'll take that, you'll do the 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. So you'll take that 75 and you'll minus it by whatever you got over in the box. And then you'll set up your ratio, which is the difference. It's hard to write. Over the actual amount of the ticket. How much was the actual amount of the ticket? Equals. And then you'll take that number and you'll multiply it by 100 to get the percent. And that will finally give you your final answer. I know that one seems like a lot. She went over it in class. So that kind of walks you through each of the steps. Question number 6. Carl wants to buy a television that costs $500, including taxes. To pay for the television, he will use a payment plan that requires him to make a down payment of $125 and then pay $72.50 each month for 6 months. What is the percent increase from the original cost of the television to the cost of the television using the payment plan? It looks like the original cost is $500. So here's the original cost. And then over here, you would have to figure out what he had to do. So you've had to put this down, 125, plus he had to do 6 payments of $72.50. So you'll have to times that by 6. When you put that in your calculator, what you'll get is 72.50 times 6 plus 125. So the actual cost of the TV with a payment plan is going to be $560. So now that you know that, the original cost of the TV is $500, but you end up paying $560. So they want to know the percent increase. So over here, you would go ahead and do your 1, 2, 3 steps for percent change. The difference, you do the difference, then you would do the difference over the original price, which is 500, and then you would multiply that by 100 to get the percent. All right, the last question. A company starts to track the number of phone calls. A company starts to track the number of phone calls received each month. Information about the number of phone calls the company received the first 3 months of tracking is listed below. During the first month, the company received 4,264 phone calls. During the second month, the company received 25% more phone calls in the first month. And during the third month, the company received 6,396 phone calls. What is the percent increase in the number of phone calls from the second month to the third month? So we actually have to figure out the second month. So for that one, you're going to go ahead and take, it says they earn 25% more. So you're taking the 4,264 and you're multiplying it by the percent as a decimal. When you do that, you're going to get 1,066 more phone calls. So then you'd have to take that and add it to this. So you have to figure out that answer. That's going to give you the amount of the second month. And then you have to use that number and this number to do your 3 steps to do your percent change. So steps 1, 2, and 3. So you do the difference divided by the original, and then that answer times 100, which will give you the percent. And then you should be done. Turn it in.